How is everybody doing out there? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the watch list today. You see what I've got put up here in front of you is the Finviz heat map. That's what this is called right here, and it's a great way to go in and see the recap of the trading day and how different sectors fared out there in the markets. Of course, today was a all over the place day with some incredible range in the broad markets and in some of these individual names that we've been positioned in. I warned you guys pre-market, if you saw my video, today was a heavy news day out there in the financial markets with the core CPI dropping this morning. That was a long-awaited data print that came in before the market open. And then after the market open, we had new home sales, and that was a medium impact news. And then we had Trump speaking today in the afternoon, and Trump talked for a long time today. He said a lot of things. He said a lot of very positive things about the market in the future here. But it doesn't matter what he says. It just matters that he's saying something, and the market moves. So I wanted to talk about this Finviz real quick, because the coolest thing for you guys here that I can put you on, go to this screener, okay? Click on screener, click on market cap large, click on average volume over 400K, and click on short float over either over 5%, or if you really want to get specific, click over 10%, and then click on charts. And what you're going to see here, you see ASTS pops up, you see Celsius, B-Bio, CoreWeave, CRWV, you see Carvana, Galaxy, IONQ, guys, IREN, guys, these are stocks that you want to be keeping tabs on. These are the type of stocks that I like to trade. They're large caps, which means there's plenty of liquidity in these names for us to get in there, get a position, and get out. They're over 400K volume, which again just solidifies that liquidity is there for our positioning. And it also tells me, hey, it's not going to be heavily swayed by retail involvement. It's mostly institutions that are owning this. Like if I click on GLXY here, Galaxy, I can go in and see, I can see that insiders own 2%. I can see institutions own 61.93%. That's over half that's owned by big banks, big institutions, right? Where you get in these small caps, and you might see that, institution ownership is closer to 10 or 15%, right? And then look over here at the short float. So 13% of the float of this stock is being bet against, okay? Now, why do I like a little bit of short float? Well, guys, when we're trading options, we need a stock that has potential to move multiple percentage points in a single trading day. Otherwise, our options just start to lose value, and we're paying money for an option that's not appreciating because it's not moving. With a short float over 5 or over 10%, it just assures me that there's people on the other side of this stock. There's people betting against it. And when we have people that are long the stock and we have people that are short the stock, we have exchanges in positions. More people that are going to be buying, more people that are going to be selling. And all in all, it just provides for more fluid movement in that name. That's why I like some of these names with a little bit of short float. And that's where we can get those squeezes as well in some of the names that we're in, when people start to alleviate their short positions on a name that's moving up in a bullish way. So getting into the individual names here, that was just a little quick game on Finviz. And you guys will find, what does it take? There's 4 pages here. It takes 10 minutes to go in and look at each one of these one by one and look for that 50 MA compression pattern that I scan. Do that every night, and you'll start to see these patterns forming in the markets, and you'll start to see what leads to some constructive moves out there. So Finviz, by far the best screener. Again, I don't pay for them or anything. I use the free version, and the free version gets me what I need to get. Let's get into the charts, guys. Let's start with the broad market and SPY. SPY, we dipped down today, and bulls reclaimed the day, pulled us back above 50% of the bearish move this morning. Again, like I said, the market was playing pinball today, moving up and down all over the place. really a volatile trading day. But again, it was kind of expected with all the high impact financial news that dropped today. So nothing to trip out about. Again, SPY looking high in sight here as we push up out of this ascending triangle and we try for all-time highs tomorrow. Anything, again, we want to be dip buyers in a bull market. And the low of last week, a line in the sand around 680. Anything constructing between 700 and 680 is healthy action. We like that look for bulls. QQQ, a little bit more of a doji candle today after the 2 strong days to end the week last week and to start the week this week. We still have that line in the sand, that 628, 629 level on QQQ. That's been the big line in the sand, guys. Above that, I can visualize a trade that for sure fills this gap. And I can visualize a trade up to the 635 to test all-time highs. That's the position that I want to, if it does come our way, I want to make sure I have some skin in the game across the market because I like the way this is shaping up. QQQ, line in the sand, 610. Anything constructing between 630 and 610 over the next month or so would be beautiful. Would be absolutely beautiful to set us up into the end of Q1 here. Intel, again, we were all over this one this week. I like the potential for us to round out into the big psychological number of 50. Have we got there yet? Not quite. We're inching up on that 50, that key level. We're doing it with significant volume. And the Intel trade for me is done. It's done. Will I probably miss a little bit by not holding on to some more? Who cares? On to the next. I took multiple 8% days in Intel. If you would have told me that to start the week this week, that I'd be in Intel and catch multiple 8% days in a name like Intel, well, yeah, I'm taking that. I'm taking that and running with it. So take that to the bank, Intel, from 40 to 48. That's a solid trade. All right. No need to get greedy. Could it blow off and continue? Yeah, it definitely could. If you got a core position locked in here and you're green on it, yeah, hold on to it. For me, I like to keep my watch list. Fresh. I like to go into the day knowing exactly what is expected of me. So that way I'm not emotional when I'm pressing buttons. And I'm not just taking something because it flashes in front of me and gets my attention. I'm taking something because I've game planned how I will react to it. And Intel, today, I got my continuation above the highs and I took profit. On to the next, ALAB. Forefront of attention here for a break of that 180 key level that we haven't cleared since November last year. Over 2 months of contraction in this range between 130 and 180. We've got the 50 MA compressing price acting similar to a magnet, and price has started to show some shape, some constructive shape here out of the 50 MA. Above the 180 key level, our next resistance is $200 on the chart. That's a $20 swing in a $200 stock. That's a significant move that I want to capitalize on. It's at the forefront of attention tomorrow going forward. The best possible setup we could get here would be consolidation between 180 and 170. Put in some sort of a flag pattern, a couple inside days, some small range downside bars, and then shape up to test the 180 again and go for that 20-point break on ALAB. Good looking chart. This one, you got that 50 MA working in your favor now as a potential support below. So you like the look of ALAB. You still want to risk 150, but it looks constructive for a swing here. NBIS still keeping tabs. A small little inside range today. High in sight. We love to see it. Let's see if this thing shapes up again tomorrow and looks for our continuation trade up to 115. That's been our line in the sand. That's been our trade target on NBIS from the start, from the jump. At 115, really from 104 to 115, we like that white space that you see right here. We call that, traders call that hot air. It's just a whole lot of hot air. There ain't nothing in the way of a resistance in this level right here. So you like that? Anything contracting between 105 and 95 on NBIS is healthy going forward. Good looking chart. ASTS, we got that pause day today. This one was volatile. This one's been very volatile as we approach that $100 key cycle level. Still got that pattern, that ascending triangle. It's starting to get even more constructive here at the top. This one's close to breaking up or breaking down is the way I look at it. Is the $100 level going to be a resistance point that takes us a while to retest and move forward? Or is the $100 level going to be tested and have a day where, retail and institutions get involved at the $100 level? I don't know. For that reason, it's worthy of some skin in the game up here. But the next couple candles are going to tell us a lot. I really think we'll have the ending to this ASTS story within this week. I really think this is the one to keep tabs on. And again, be patient. Don't buy, lotto calls for the end of the week and risk a ton of money. What I'm saying here is, given the shape of these candles, that a 6% day is a light day in ASTS. It's based on the way it's moving. It's only a matter of time before it either breaks out of this pattern, this ascending triangle pattern, or it tries the top of it and the key $100 psychological level. So, like I said, it's worthy of some skin in the game. It's at the forefront for me going into the end of the week, and I'd love to capitalize on a trade if we get that 100 break with some strength. DJT still keeping it here. Again, I mentioned having a position in this and wanting to see it get constructive, or I would kick it to the curb. We tested the low of the 1350 level today and we bounced off. Was it just because Trump spoke today? I don't know. I like the look of the chart. I like the risk to reward, and I'll hold on to my common share position for the remainder of the time until we break down that 1350. Just a light risk, I could see this one getting some steam here and potentially testing the 200 moving average of $18. But nothing crazy. DJT, it's just an idea. Just a continuation idea with good risk to reward. FLY, we got quite the washout candle today. We broke into the high of the previous 3 months of range, as the last time we traded above $30 was clear back here between October and November last year. So we're talking about 3 months of data under the $30 level. And today it was a hard rejection candle. But like we said yesterday, coming off of 7 consecutive green days, we were overdue for some pullback in this name. Today we got healthy pullback. It's exactly what that is. Constructive action, good volume on this candle, and we needed this thing to come back down to earth just a little bit. Maybe we get another candle like that tomorrow, and this thing would set up really well. If we get another sell candle similar to this, and we retrace 50% of last week's move, we went from 21 to 30, and then if we can go from 30 to 25, guys, that's a beautiful stair step. Look at the way this stock moves, and tell me it hasn't done just that in the past, ever since the beginning of December. Look, we come up, we move hard, and then we stair step our way down. And then boom, we push higher. And then boom, retracement, constructive pullback. And then bam, we go even higher. And then constructive pullback and then higher. So, based on chart data, what's most likely to happen here? Constructive pullback before the next leg up. That's all I got for you guys today. Keeping the watch list short and sweet and sticking with the names that have been paying us this week. And I'll be back to talk to you guys tomorrow. I hope you got great value out of this. If you did, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe to the channel because we're not going to stop these anytime soon. Peace, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.